Hey guys, happy Friday to you. I just had a conversation with a real seasoned recruiter that I wanted to share the experience with everybody in recruiter land on Facebook. And it was a situation where I got a call from a friend of mine who's been recruiting for about 25 years or so. And he had just lost, or feels like he had just lost, a candidate that he'd spent a lot of time working with for the last couple of months. And as I started asking him questions, again, this is a guy that's recruited for 25 years. I realized that he started to miss some things. He'd been doing this thing for so long, and he asked the right questions around where does the guy want to go from a career perspective, and all the typical things that we do as a recruiter. But the reality of it is he forgot to really drill down deep. We know that candidates buy emotionally and justify rationally. So what are those emotional triggers that this candidate had that he was trying to address? And as I was asking Scott, this a friend of mine, this guy that called me, I sensed pretty quickly early on that he really didn't have a methodical approach to asking these questions. So I wanted to share it with you because I'll be doing a webinar in the next couple of weeks on the same thing, more in depth, that I'll send an invite out to everybody on. But there was really four things, and number one is pain, and we do an okay job of determining the pain. So in essence, the question of what do they currently have and don't want, right? What's the situation they're in right now, whether it's in the work that they do, the resources that they have, or don't have necessarily, but the situation they have today and do not want. It's an important question to make sure we're asking. So number one is pain. Number two is pleasure. What does the candidate have that they need to keep? We often focus on number one, the pain, but we skip number two, which is often something that's keeping them in the organization. So think about if you were weighing these two out. You identify the one or two things of pain that they currently have and don't want any longer, and then you forget to identify the points of pleasure, things they currently have and want to keep, and sometimes we forget about them. We put all the weight in the one side, and ultimately those things that kept them there for this long at their current employer keeps them there for a long time. And I think that's one of the things going on in this location. So number one is pain, number two is pleasure, number three is pursuit. What does the candidate not have that they want? So something they have not been able to attain. It could be a title. It could be a promotion, whatever the case is tied into that. But what do they not have that ultimately they currently want? Not that they have it and they want to get rid of it, not that they're trying to keep it, but something they don't have. Again, we do an okay job on the surface, but if we systematically ask the questions, we get a lot deeper with the candidate. And then number four is personal. What does the candidate need? So need is different than a want, remember. Want is I want a different title, I want a different manager, I want this, I want that. Need is I need to be in this location because I have a special needs child or something along those lines. Asking the wants, asking the points of pain, the points of pleasure, the pursuit of their career, and those issues that are personal is critical. If you don't know that, all four of them about your candidate, there is a likelihood that either the candidate does not take the job or they take the job and ultimately back out or something along those lines. So just some food for thought today on a Friday. And as soon as I get the webinar information put together, I'll have that out to everybody as well. Hope to see you there.